Hey everybody, welcome back to the studio. The lights are on, coffee's always hot, and we have a new video for you today. This is one I've been promising for a little while. This is, as you can tell by the name of the video and the title, this is just my quick pack, what they call an EDC, my everyday carry. And I keep this with me wherever I go. If I have some extra time in the car, or I want to get downtown and get outside of the studio for a little bit, this is what I'll carry with me. I'm going to show you two versions. The first version is going to be just about as simple as you can get. Boom, boom, that's it. That's all you need. You don't need any kind of a bag or a container. The best drawing kit that you can have is the one that you're going to carry, because it's not going to do you any good if it's sitting at home in your studio or in your drawer or up on a shelf. I would recommend one that's relatively small. It's unobtrusive. People won't see you sketching if you're worried about that kind of thing. This one is a Strathmore 400 series drawing pad. This one has 24 sheets. It's 80-pound cream-colored paper. It has a little bit of a tooth to it. I really like that. And it's thick enough that you're not going to have to worry about bleed through. Okay, so just real simple. Number 2 pencil, you can slide it right in there. Sometimes I'll take a fountain pen. Sometimes I'll take a mechanical pencil and a kneaded eraser. That's it. That's all you need. But we're going to move on to two other ones that I can use. Here's the second one. This is actually, it could be any kind of fanny pack or hip pack. This is just perfect for having your drawing kit with you. Got your sketch pad. 2 simple pockets. One pocket holds the drawing utensils, a couple of erasers, and a nice little sharpener. And that's all that you need for that. Now in here, in the front pouch, I have a Wet Ones wipe, and you'll see that in all of my packs. I like to be able to clean up my fingers. They get kind of grubby. And I always carry some business cards with me. If I was to lose the pack, I know that whoever found it would, when they looked inside and they saw my business card with my phone number and a contact info, they would get in touch with me and get it back to me. But I know that that's not the case for everywhere. Try and keep your name and phone number inside your drawing pack. And if nothing else, they'll call you to thank you for giving them a nice new fanny pack. That's about it for this one. Let's move on to the next one. This is the kit that I keep with me in the car whenever I have a few extra moments. But before I go ahead and talk about that, let's talk about my drawing boards. My pads that I take with me to keep on my lap. I'm not always drawing in the car. Sometimes I'll go downtown to the courthouse and I need to have something on my lap to give me a firm surface to draw on. Just get yourself a piece of Masonite or MDF. Thin is fine. I think these are 1/8-inch pieces. This here is a much larger piece. This one, generally, I will keep in the car. And if I've got a large sketch pad, or if I want to do a larger watercolor, I'll just keep a large piece of this with me. But all you need is a piece of Masonite that's roughly the size of the sketch pad you're going to be using. Always have some bulldog clips with you, because when you're drawing outside on location, you're going to have to deal with the wind. I cut this so that it's just wide enough here to go to the edges. And that helps because I can bulldog clip down the pages, and then I've got all this surface to draw on. So I always keep extra ones with me. Now when it comes to your bag, you can use anything. You can use a plastic garbage bag if you need to, a little grocery bag. This particular one doesn't even have any kind of a labeling on it. There's no brand name. I got this off of a site called woot.com, and they do a lot of closeouts. This one probably wasn't any more than $10 or $15. Let me go over the outside and we'll talk a little bit about some of the features that I really like that this has. This is kind of a shoulder strap bag. This goes up over your shoulder, and then you can clip this strap to either side of the bag. There's a D-clip on that side. Turn it around. There's another D-clip on this side. So you can strap it on either side. All right. In the back here, it's got some breathable mesh, and there's a back pocket that I use to keep some handy wipes with me. These are actually baby wipes, and baby wipes are wonderful to get the grubby off your hands. I use them not only for drawing, but for when I'm painting as well. You just keep some of those with you, and if you get paint all over your hands, it's amazing what a good job these things do. Get yourself a nice big package of baby wipes. If they dry out a little bit, you can just add some water to them, and keep those with you in a pocket somewhere. This one is just in the back. This is the bag that I use. The outside has these MOLLE strips here, which are great for being able to clip things on. This is big for the Army, and you can run straps down through here and attach different things. But the most important thing I will tell you in my kit is my Vanilla Bean lip balm. I'll never be without this when I'm out in the field, and let me give you an example as to why. Let's say you're out in the middle of nowhere sketching, and the air raid sirens go off, the emergency sirens go off. Before you know it, you've got 20 or 30 zombies, chasing you down. I wouldn't want to be you if you didn't have your Vanilla Bean lip balm. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I would really recommend getting some of this just as soon as you see this video, because I would imagine after this video comes out, this is going to be really hard to find. So it doesn't have to be this brand. Any Vanilla Bean lip balm will work. Moving on, I use these straps quite a bit. These are called bongo ties. There are also these red ones. These are called Think Tank Red Whips. You buy them in a package, I think, of 5 or 8 or 10 or a dozen, something like that. You can put these things on and attach just about anything. You slide it through there. That's what I've got my flashlight attached with. Sometimes I'm out and I'm drawing until it gets rather late. I like to be able to have a little flashlight. This one is called Surefire. You can find these little flashlights anywhere on Amazon. What I like about this one is that it's sturdy enough that it's not going to get broken by getting banged around. And it's got the little thumb turn on, and you can also have it on full time if you just twist that back. I like having a little flashlight with me. All right, let's start inside. This is where I keep all of my sketch pads. Now, I don't normally keep 3 sketch pads in here. I just wanted to have them to show you some of the different ones that I use. These fit really well in here. This right now is my favorite kind of sketch pad. And I will tell you that on the sketch pads, I always put a little stamp with my name, and then down here, my phone number. So if I lose it, hopefully Good Samaritan will find it and give it back. All right. And before I move on, these are called moleskin. I never know whether that's moleskin or moleskine, but these are Cahir's collection. They are, let me just bring this over here. You can buy them by a set of 3, and you can also buy them so that they're lined, or I think they have them with graph paper. Obviously, if you're going to be sketching, it's a good idea to have the plain journals, and they come in packs of 3. It's an off-white cream-colored paper, smooth, pretty thin, so it's not an expensive paper by any means, but It's nice for blending, you know, if you want to use your thumb in order to soften your pencil lines. That's really nice. It erases well, and it's stitched. You know, it's not going to fall apart on you. These suckers are really well bound, and I love that about them. But they're very soft, they're very bendable, and it always helps to have that lap masonite so that you can have a hard surface if you need it. There's also this moleskin. I'm just going to call them moleskins because that's what everybody around me calls them. This is a nice sketchbook. And this one is hard covered. It's got the little strap there that keeps it all together. It's not going to flop around on you. It has the nice rounded edges on it, so it's not going to get dinged up as easily. And the paper itself is also that cream colored paper. But it also has a nice ribbon in there so that you can mark your place. These are really wonderful to have. More expensive than the Cahiers. So I love those. I love these little Strathmore 400 series drawing pad. And let's see, how many pages does this have, or how many sheets? It has 24 sheets. So the great thing about something like this is, you know, it doesn't take you long to fill one of these up. And I like to be able to put the date I started and the date I finished, so I have an idea as to when I did the work. This also is 400 series paper, but I like using these with colored pencils and some white out in the field. They take the white really well, and it's a heavy enough paper that you know, that it can stand up to some abuse. So I really like those. This is about as many sheets as I ever want to do. You know, it goes pretty quickly though. I mean, a lot of times I'll draw across 2 pages, and these things are also bound really well. I mean, you can bend them back like the Stillman and Byrne sketchbooks, which I love as well. And then in here there are a couple of pockets, and in this particular one, this is the tallest pocket here, and so I like to keep my taller pencils or pens. In this particular one, I have my Palomino pencils. Just bring it up here, get that to focus. There you go. These are the Blackwing pencils, and they've got these wonderful erasers here, which are removable. If you go through a lot of erasers, you can replace those. They also have different color erasers that you can buy to put in these things. You know, these are kind of expensive pencils, but you know, I just love drawing with them so much. I like to buy these little covers that go over the pencil. Whenever I'm ready to draw, I can just not have to worry about whether or not that tip is going to be there. I always cover my Palominos with these tips. This is a Kuretake brush, if I can get it there. Okay. It's called a Brushables. The thing that I love about this, besides the fact that it's waterproof and acid-free and archival quality, it's a brush on both sides. This is the black brush tip. This is the black side. You can have it do nice thin to thick. And then the other side is a gray tip. It's not 50% gray, it's probably more than that. But it's nice because you can get yourself some toned drawings pretty quickly. And they're they're waterproof. You can go over them with ink or water-soluble graphite, things like that. So I really like this. I haven't had them for that long. Those are the longer pieces, and so those go in the tallest part of the pouch. And then I will open this up. I just like to keep things separated if I can. This is where all my pencils are. And I bring a lot of different drawing instruments because I'm just never sure what I'm going to want to draw with whenever I get out there. I've got regular pencils. I've got a couple of the Pigma Microns. And generally I will take a couple different sizes or colors. They come in brown or blue or black, and these are 08s, but you can also get them 05s and 1s, and you can get them in a brush pen as well, although they dry out pretty quickly. I bring a couple of Sharpies. I bring a thin one and a thick one. Those are fun to draw with. For my shorter pencils, when they get shorter, I've got extenders that I can use the pencil all the way down to the nub, and 2mm mechanical pencil. You've seen me draw with those before in some of my videos. And these, I may have drawn some of my videos with these. These are Uniball eyes. One is a fine, the other one I'm not exactly sure what size it is, but I love these because they are waterproof and they dry just about instantaneously. And so I can draw with them, and I can go over them immediately with markers. I can go over them with ink or water-soluble graphite. They're terrific. I can't say enough good about them. This is what I use now. It's called an automatic long point. And I will show you how that works, but I did want to show you the box. I'll open this up. So there we go. That is the pencil sharpener. It's a great size. It has 2 openings, you'll notice. The first opening, it shaves away the wood and it leaves you a long piece of graphite. This one here, this sharpens the graphite for you. So you get a long pencil lead and you can draw with the side of it. You don't have to bring a razor blade or any of that other good stuff. Now you've got on either side, you've got these little holes, and what those are for, sharpening these mechanical pencils. So you just put them in there and gently turn them. Otherwise you can break them off. But it does a pretty good job of sharpening. But any sharpener will work good for you, obviously. And I think, let's see what else we got. Oh, I've got one of the Colerace Prismacolor blue pencils in here. And then I always carry a white pencil so that if I'm working on this toned Strathmore, I can add white highlights to it. And coming down to the end, oh yeah, okay. That's what I use whenever I want to try and get as much of the graphite off as possible, and when I'm erasing. Just a general eraser, good old kneaded eraser. It's great if you haven't used one. They're terrific because you can bend them, you can shape them so that you get a point, or you can use them flat and erase a wide area. Those are a staple for any artist. I'm sure most of you know about those, but you know, everybody's at a different place along their path, and that might be brand new to some people. Kneaded eraser with a K. More wet ones. And the last thing I have in this, business cards. You would be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't be, at while you're working, people come up and engage you and start talking, and they're interested. Give them one of your business cards, and I've actually sold drawings and paintings from people that I've met out on the street. All right, so that's about it. Kind of packed this real full so that you got to see everything or extra stuff that I would take out. Normally, I've got one sketch pad. I've got a bunch of different kind of drawing tools. Everything that I've shown you here that I can find, I'll put a link in the description. And yeah, I think that's about it. The next one I'm going to be doing will be my day pack. It'll have more stuff, more watercolor type equipment. So this is about it, but remember, your bag doesn't have to be fancy. You just need to have it with you. Imagine how much better you'll be in a year if you spend those extra 15 minutes a day that you didn't even know that you had. Well, anyways, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. And now that you've got a bag, maybe one of these days, I'll see you on the trail.